I love it. I go hours on this.
Welcome to the Real Retirees of New Jersey, powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors.
If you take proper planning and you create a plan and you use the strategies that are available to you, the outcomes and the probabilities are much higher and in your favor than not.
Randy and Peggy Fisher want to help you retire once and retire right.
As you can tell at the beginning of the show, Peggy's excited to talk a little Mar-a-Lago, continue our conversation with Donald Trump Jr. Welcome out to the Real Retirees of New Jersey, all powered by Artemis Wealth Advisors and Liberty Financial Group. So let's continue that conversation. We started it here last week where had the opportunity to go down to Mar-a-Lago, spend some time with Donald Trump Jr., got to have a little Q&A one-on-one. You know what else was pretty cool is that night as the sun was setting and we stood around the private pool of the Trump family, just having some cocktails, having some dinner, listening to some live music. And I think I looked at you at one point, Randy, and I was like, what the hell is going on? What are we doing? This makes no sense. We're freaking at Mar-a-Lago.
Was that when the Secret Service took me into the back room?
It made all sense to me. I felt like I was in my
happy
element,
place. Yeah.
Okay? I could live there. I was ready to go, move in.
So
I've been there before a long, long time ago, but the place looked a lot different.
In
than when I was
college,
there.
Randy said he was there. Yeah.
You went down
way
for
back
what?
when.
Palm Beach. My friend worked for Donald Trump at the Trump Tower, which is right off of Flagler Drive in Palm Beach.
Right.
And I went to school there and played baseball. And they had a cocktail party one night or whatever it was. And supposedly they were hobnobbing with people. I didn't know anybody. Man,
Yeah.
we were in college. All I heard was we're going to Trump's place. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
So I put on the best, shorts that I had.
At 18?
At 18. And I basically hung around. I looked like the valet.
That's great. I
people were
love
throwing
it.
their
That's
keys
awesome.
at Randy.
And we weren't there for that long. The cocktail party was the only thing that he was basically invited to.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically walked in. We were his guests. We had like a few cocktails. We walked around and took a couple pictures. We were out the door.
That's
but it looks totally different now, especially with all the sniper towers,
Yeah.
German shepherds walking around. And
Yeah, let's talk security, shall we? I could not believe.
there were at least 3 waiters that were
So we
Secret
were there
Service.
before.
Yeah.
That whole thing happened with that crazy person who, disrupted that dinner, right? I couldn't believe. So as soon as you pull into, you go over the bridge to get to Mar-a-Lago, you have
wasn't in
huge.
Mar-a-Lago.
Well, I'm saying to get there, huge towers of Secret Service, right? They're everywhere. That's number one.
Yep.
And then number two is once we were all in a big, huge bus together.
Yep.
And as soon as we got there, I mean, we had dogs went around the car.
Listen,
The
before you got there, they knew what your underwear size was.
the Secret Service came in
what
on
you
the
ate
bus.
for breakfast, where you were for the hour prior.
I mean, you were so, but going through all that, I could not believe that some guy with a gun got through that correspondence dinner. So to me,
But that's not where the correspondence dinner was.
I know, but what I'm saying is that's why you need a ballroom.
Yeah.
Okay? Safety, that's why you need a ballroom.
Well,
That's where
no,
I'm
but
going with this.
it was about a month or 2 months before we went to Mar-a-Lago. You remember somebody got on the grounds. And he
That
was
on this golf course.
Yeah.
Was that
golf
no,
course, yeah.
no? Somebody got on the grounds at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh,
It was-
okay.
you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, and he got taken out, and he's no longer with us anymore. But
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's. I think so. Everything was heightened up. The same thing when we got down there the day before. They were kind of giving us the run through, and they even said, "Now look, you're going to see Secret Service everywhere as you would expect." And they told us, they go, "Y'all are being watched everywhere you go," because they kind of they gave us a little bit. I don't want to say a longer leash, but they knew that we were working before everyone else got down there. So they kind of knew who we were, but they were like, you are being watched. Don't go in this room. Don't go in this room. And they said, you are watched on all parts of the ground except inside the bathroom. Now they'll watch you walk into the bathroom, but they won't watch you inside the bathroom.
Well, they didn't see me taking all the towels. They didn't see me taking all the white Trump towels. Okay, because I those little hand towels that you have in there. So my aunt, my mom, we needed those towels. I got towels for everybody.
If it wasn't bolted down, I was taking it with me. Yeah.
Me too. I just took towels. That was it. Oh my God, hand towels! It was great in the gold sink. After I washed my hands in the old gold sink.
Oh yeah. Did you also notice the gold bidet?
Oh, of course I did.
Gold
Loved it.
bidet. And the one thing
You guys have entirely too much time on your hands.
No, it was great.
Now we have souvenirs. That's what we have. It's not too much time.
That's what we do.
Souvenirs.
Yes, we do.
So I want you to hear another clip from our experience down at Mar-a-Lago. Got to sit down with Donald Trump Jr. And here he is talking about his dad's energy. And of course, he brings up dad's 12 a.m. tweets.
He's a freak. No, I mean that in a compliment. But it's always been that way. I mean, the guy doesn't sleep. I remember, in my younger days, right out of college and starting to work, in the business and everything like that. 20-something-year-old kid in New York City. Saturday morning, 5 o'clock, I'd get a call. By the way, I got in at 4:35, so it's this is not one of the best phone calls I've ever had to pick up. I pick up, Don, why aren't you in the office? Why aren't you in the office, Dad? I'm in the office. That's why I know you're not here. 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. Why are you in the office at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday? Just to make sure I'm not there. Couldn't you just call me from home? But he's just that guy. He's a bored Donald Trump. If he has downtime, that's when we get in trouble. That's when some random tweet that starts yeah. And that's I get that a lot, right? It's hey, Don, have you ever thought about telling your dad to not tweet so much? No, I never thought of that. Because I'm a freaking imbecile. Not once. In all the times when they call me 20 minutes later, hey, you're going to go on TV at 4 o'clock in the morning to go fix that. What are the talking points? I don't know, man. You're on your own. You'll figure it out. No, never once had I thought about maybe, it'd be more ideal if he didn't do that. So he's always been who he is. It's just very consistent.
So I appreciate his social awareness. He understands who he is and who his dad is.
Oh, totally. Yeah, 100%. There's no doubt about that in any way, shape, or form. We got that, right? And he's right, though. I mean, oh my God, sometimes the tweets, they're just a little too much. Though I feel since Susie Wiles has been there.
I missed them.
Yeah, you did miss them, Randy. I know you did like those.
He still does them?
I feel somebody, he still does them, but they're not as
Truth Social. So
there is truth. There's always Truth Social.
And they,
I love how he trolls the world.
He really doesn't care. I wish... The dude's been shot at multiple times, and he still just doesn't care. I get somebody online says something mean about me, and it shuts my world down. I'm why don't you like me? This guy does not care.
I mean, listen, he was just at the UFC fight on his birthday at the White House. There was assassination plots and terrorism plots and everything else. And thank goodness the FBI, foiled it. Mm. But, the guy left the building at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Got on an airplane and went to France.
Exactly. He doesn't sleep. They all say that. Even the CNN reporters are we never see the man sleep.
He's exhausting.
This week he does sound tired.
He does. Randy just said when we were listening today, he's talking in France. He sounds exhausted.
He went on one of those, he's 80 years old.
Rants.
I know he is. 80, just turned 80. I can't believe it. Yeah, but he's with it. Guy's with it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but his son called it out perfectly.
He's a freak.
He is. It's unheard of. Yeah. It really is.
All right, this was a fascinating part of our conversation with Junior, where he talks about when his dad was almost assassinated up in Butler or out in Butler, Pennsylvania. So to set this up, Junior's talking about taking his daughter fishing, and his daughter is Kai Trump, who is now apparently an incredible golfer, and she's a teen, and she said, Dad, let's go fishing, and that's when he got the call, and that's where we pick it up.
On, I guess it was July 13th of 2 years ago, when they tried to kill my father, I got the weird call that morning from her, and she's like, Dad, can you take me and a couple friends out fishing? And I'm like, who are you and what have you done with my daughter? And we go out and we take her fishing. We're having a great day and catching fish, and we get this call like, Don, they tried to kill your dad. I'm like, well, what do you mean tried to kill? Well, he's been shot. I'm like, and? We don't know. I'm like, you don't know that? I start calling and stuff like that. Got home as quickly as possible, and for 90 minutes, we didn't know if he was alive or not. So we didn't know for 90 minutes, and finally, it's me, my brother, my sister. My kids had come over to my house by that time, just on speakerphone, and we get a call, and we're all talking, and it's my dad, and sort of big adrenaline dump. He's okay, and but it's sort of an awkward moment. So I was just like, okay, I just got to ask. How's the hair? Don, the hair's fine. A lot of blood, though. A lot of blood, Don. It was there. And my sister's looking at me like I'm an idiot, like an imbecile. Some genes you can't turn off. I was like, yeah, guys, I know it's awkward, but we had to break the ice. This was kind of a morose conversation. And, we just sort of hung out as a family, and really, it was, that night, just sort of, that adrenaline dump. It was like you ran 5 marathons and just exhausted. But
the morbid humor there. How's the hair?
I know. It's funny though, but that's what I mean by him being like funny. He always like, he has all these little funny things that he says like all the time, which is so like, I didn't think that was him, but it is. And he was saying like, I mean, can you imagine for 90 minutes you're on a boat, you don't really know. He said no one was telling them anything. Yeah. Like he had no idea. He's out on a boat somewhere, you know, and not knowing whether your dad who's been shot at is dead, alive, what's happening. I mean, it's like, that's crazy. And God, that was what? The first shooting. Now how many are we in now? It's insane. I was thinking of him as like a son sitting there too. Like, cause I was thinking of like, you know, my kids and me, like imagine every day someone wants to kill you.
Yeah.
And like how you as like a child, that's your father, or you as, I mean, even for yourself. I mean, people are always going after them. It's like it's a crazy thing. And like the political landscape is just so nuts out there. Like I was talking about that as well, that, you know, this has now become like an everyday, like he laughed, but this is like an everyday occurrence, which is insane if you think about it, you know?
And he even said recently that, you know, he's willing to take a bullet for this country because he loves this country. So I was like, wow. Yeah. I mean, the love that he has is just, you know,
it's off the charts. It really is.
It's fascinating. I want you to hear another clip. Randy, I want you to jump in on this one. Here's Don Jr. talking about markets, the investments, and playing the long game as well.
Well, listen, I mean, I think if you're looking at, you know, the S&P and you're looking at some of the indices, you know, you have incredible performance. I think, you know, from a longer term perspective, so many of the things that this administration and my father are trying to do are really long-term plays, right? You hear about the chaos on a day-to-day basis, and, you know, that's sort of life. But, you know, the reality when you look at the, you know, even the inward investment that's coming into America, you know, getting other countries to build here, the production, the manufacturing, it's like, well, all those things happen. Oh, I haven't felt it in my wallet yet. Yeah, because they got to build a factory to start the manufacturing. Right. You know, these are things that, you know, candidly, you know, the person who's probably going to get the credit for it in the end, you know, at least at the time, is going to be the president in 28 or the president in 32. You know, when these things get there and they really turn on the economic engine of the United States. So I think my father's one of the few people in politics who is really playing a long game. You know, not making a bad decision, you know, at the expense of our children's future to get, you know, to win an election in 2 weeks, but to do what's actually going to be right for 10, 20, 50 years. He's playing that long game, and I think that long game is going to be really important for America.
Randy, I saw you nodding in agreement.
Oh, I thought I was nodding off. He's an anomaly.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest with you. He's not a politician. His mouth gets him in trouble. But, you know, Don Jr. talked about the long game. I mean, let's just take the Iran deal in consideration, right? What politician in the midterm or even in their administration is going to walk into another country, do what he did, and then say, I don't really care what the outcome is? And when you look at it, everything that he basically has touched so far has turned out in the United States' favor or in his favor, right? Let me give you an example. How about, did anybody think that Iran was going to lob bombs at their neighbors? No. So now what we have is we have Iran isolated from the entire world with regard to oil and infrastructure. And you have all of the other Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all these places that are now somehow allies
Middle East,
to the United States.
Yeah.
Right? In addition, it's basically alienated China and all of the Pacific Rim, because that's where they were literally guaranteeing where their oil was coming from.
Right.
Where are they now buying oil from? The United States.
Right.
Wasn't it pretty interesting that he set up Venezuela prior to actually walking into Iran?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think the guy plays chess?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I was Cuba, I'd be pants right now. Because guess who's coming? And I don't know. They may be making Bacardi and coconuts, but we can use some of those too, right? But, you know, you take this into consideration. He's talking about the long game. Everything that he's basically done so far for the United States is to set us up from an economic standard to become the world's superpower again and be respected.
He's setting up Rubio and Vance. Making things nice and quickly. You know what I'm saying? He's setting it all up, making it nice.
He looks at things from a dollar and cents, fee and cost structure,
business,
and what's rational.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I know that's actually crazy, but you know, when you look at this, most politicians don't have common sense. And I'm talking about both sides of the aisle. They can't balance checkbooks, forget about use our taxes to the best of its ability. But from a financial standpoint, this country's on fire. I mean, economically, all you keep hearing is, we're going to fall into a AI bubble, or we're going to fall into a recession, or there's going to be a this, that. No, we're not.
Nonsense. Bullshit. It's nonsense.
It's rhetorical pandering to try to win elections to retain power.
Right. Yeah. Midterms are coming, disgusting. People. Don't get fooled.
Why has everything come down to the power? Why don't we come down to
the American people?
The American people.
Right.
Yep. Right? Why don't we come down to being Americans again?
Yes.
We're not. We're divided every single solitary day. Why is it a bad thing? I love the word MAGA, right? Make America Great Again. Why is MAGA bad? Because it basically is a delusion that anything that is for Trump is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Now, again, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid because there's a lot of crap that comes out of this guy's mouth, and there's a lot of stuff that I question. But the sheer fact is his track record is pretty damn good.
Right.
It's pretty damn good.
Shrewd businessman.
And so far, he's turned the economy around since Joe Biden got handed us a hand grenade.
Yeah, right.
So,
it's funny you talk about playing the long game too, and we kind of laughed about the ballroom in a previous show, but somebody made a great point about the ballroom. Number one, it's not coming out of taxpayers' dollars, and number two, he's not. If he does, he'll only get to take advantage of it once, maybe twice. It's really for future
He said not
presidents.
even. He doesn't think he's going to be able to take advantage of it.
It comes down to the derangement and the stupidity of these other idiots.
Do you know how many other presidents have done things to the White House?
Yeah.
Almost every single one of them. And did anybody start screaming and yelling, crying and carrying on?
Listen.
And then even the
I love the auto pen picture on the wall.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, he's done
awesome.
many beautiful things. But they were even complaining this week about he made the beautiful waterway of what's that called?
The reflecting pool.
Oh, how dare he turn fountains on? How dare he? Come on, wait.
I can't wait till he makes the
making things
Arc
beautiful.
de Triomphe.
Oh yeah, the Arc de Trump. No, the Arc de Trump. The Arc de Trump.
Hey, listen, when Kamala wins in 2028, she's going to tear down that ballroom immediately.
Oh my God, I can't.
I love and the reason is why. Just because they
he did it, because he started.
Because it's the opposite of.
Yep.
I mean, it's so stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yes. All right, one more clip from our trip from Mar-a-Lago. Donald Trump Jr., and this is right in y'all's wheelhouse, has some retirement advice.
Start planning for it. Again, there's so many unknowns that happen in life that you can't plan for. You may want to work forever, and you may think you're going to be able to, and then something happens, an accident, a health problem, whatever it may be. So you got to plan for that to happen. I think you got to plan, especially in a family business, sort of the generational aspects of those things. There's so much you can do with proper planning to avoid taxes and whatever it may be, to be able to make sure that the things that you created oftentimes as a family actually ends up in the hands of that family, and not the government. You have to be active. Obviously, everything is so situational. Every business is a little bit different. Everything has different, a different tax code that goes around it. But no different than managing the relationships within the family business. You definitely have to plan for that and stay ahead.
Ooh, y'all preach that every single day, Peggy Fisher.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean, 100%. That's what we do here. Is to help people retire and retire once and retire right. You only have one shot at this, guys. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure that it's done correctly and done right. And we have so many clients that come into this office who said, God, I wish I had met you so many years ago, right? Rants about like saving and doing, or I wish, I knew this, or I wish I knew that before I, came to you.
Proactive or reactive.
Right, exactly.
Right? It's sitting on your tail, spending all your money, wishing or hoping that someone else actually takes care of you.
Right.
Or doing it yourself. And that's one of the things that a lot of the people that come in this office, that they've basically taken the prudence and the responsibility of their own actions to create the wealth that they have. They're actually pretty pissed off at the United States because they're constantly saying, why do I have to pay all of this in taxes to hand out money to everybody else?
Yeah. I saved my whole life, did what I was supposed to do, worked hard, worked 2-3 jobs, saved. Now I got to have my Social Security, lowered or...
Well, if you think about this, if everybody just took a little bit more onus on themselves and put away a couple extra dollars or did a couple extra things or spent a little bit less or saved a couple bucks more, where would we be as a country?
I know.
And that even comes down to the whole thing. How much did they find in all these different corrupted frauds?
The fraud everywhere.
And everything else that's out there.
Fraud.
So I know we have a lot of clients that actually either have special needs children or they're attached to Medicare or Medicaid to some degree, or they're in some type of a social program. And the sheer fact is they're always afraid that the program is going to be taken away because it's either underfunded or it's going to be yanked from them. But when it comes down to it, when I always ask the same question, when are you going to become pissed off that they're actually spending money or giving money away to fraudulent individuals that are taking advantage of the situation. You have a child, or you had a child that was in need, right? So you need those programs.
Yeah.
I'm not ever saying that those programs should not be in existence. They should be in existence, without a doubt. But to give away billions upon billions upon billions over and over and over again, and then to hear from different politicians, well, it's only $1 billion, or it's only $2 billion, or it's only $30 billion. Well, guess what? Give us the money back and let's figure out what else we can do with that, right? So a savings is savings. How about we took that 30 billion, 40 billion, 100 billion, and we stuck it into the Social Security system?
Right, jeez.
Or we stuck it into the Medicare system. Could we make prescriptions a little bit cheaper for seniors?
Yes.
Could we make Social Security benefits last a little bit longer, or not have to actually play around with means testing and all this other crap that's out there, right?
Randy, are you running for office?
No.
You sound like a politician right now, doesn't he?
First of all, I think I'd be assassinated before I even actually apply.
I don't know if they'd vote you in, Rand.
I'd be shot like Abraham Lincoln and Garfield.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, before we put a bow on this conversation about our trip to Mar-a-Lago, I think there's one more thing to point out, and that is they had a gift shop right beside the pool at Mar-a-Lago. So we're sitting there having lunch, and they gave us the okay to go to the gift shop, but they didn't want to overwhelm them because there was about 80 of us, 85 of us, and everybody at least wanted to do a walkthrough, and it wasn't a very big shop at all. So y'all are eating lunch, and I kind of sat down next to Peggy and Brandy and said, hey, look, just a heads up. Don't be obvious about it, but as soon as you get done with lunch, you can go over to the gift shop, do some shopping if you want to.
I didn't eat. I did not eat.
As soon as I said, all right, play cool, but when you're ready, I didn't even finish my sentence. Peggy jumps up, pretty much knocks her chair over, pulls 3 glasses down
she
with
walked
her.
across the pool.
Ran, and all you could hear saying is, here I come. She was in that gift shop. I think they met their quarterly projections within about an hour of you being there.
I think they did too.
Yeah, we needed a U-Haul to get stuff home.
Yeah, we did actually, Rand, didn't we?
You were
like some nice little things out of that gift shop.
A little disappointed about the towel.
Yeah, the towel. I bought the $75 towel because we have a pool. I'm like, oh, we can put this out by the pool or whatever. That thing, I washed it once.
I stole better towels from the Holiday Inn.
Randy does steal towels. Randy, you're a towel stealer, and they were definitely thicker and better.
No way.
Even after the first wash.
Did it fall apart?
Yes, I was shocked. It's not fall apart. It was just thin.
Not just thin.
It was thin.
So it was made to America.
I was shocked. Maybe. I got to look that up, actually. It better be.
That's the problem. It was made in America instead of China.
Yeah, they make them. What did we say on that one? Well, listen, I had an absolutely blast hanging out with y'all. It was really cool to be a part of that moment, that experience. And we invite you to give the team a follow across social media. You can see some of those great pictures of us hanging out in Mar-a-Lago, and they even had the Trump crest on the bathroom. So you could not go anywhere. I'm trying to think of everything I came in with. Yeah, a bunch of the same napkins.
Spent way too much time in the bathroom.
Well, I did. I was all over the bathroom.
No, if they had combs, I would have taken
tea on everything. There was a tea on everything.
Oh, I'm telling you, even the bottles of water had Trump on it. I got 4 or 5 bottles of water.
The hand lotion, the hand soap, everything.
The wine.
My stolen hand towels.
That's called branding.
Yeah, they do a good job of it. The wine was not great, though. I was shocked by that. At dinner, we were having a bottle.
Was it Trump wine?
Yeah.
Was it Trump wine?
It was Trump wine. It was Trump red wine. I was super excited. Not great. I still took 3 bottles. But listen, that's beside the point. Had a great time hanging out with y'all. Get more information. You can find it here in the show notes. For the entire team, Randy Fisher, Peggy Fisher, Artemis Wealth Advisors, and Liberty Financial Group, this has been the Real Retirees of New Jersey.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Investment advisor services offered through Artemis Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Artemis Wealth Advisors is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Randolph A. Fisher, insurance license number 9616074, and Liberty Financial Group, LLC, and Peggy Fisher, national license number 189420003 and 5705833.